because the previous broadcast, the interview that I did, I was in no state of mind that you can ever take me seriously. I was drunk, I was very, very intoxicated at that interview. And I just felt like you never know what is going on in a man's mind every day. And then we're so positado. And I just feel like I feel like I was entrapped. I feel like I'm also a bit angry even at Ollah, because that one wasn't live, that video wasn't live. So for him to then broadcast because these people edit these things, they go through the whole thing. For you to then put out knowing what damage it could do.
Sorry, dangandakadakwa, sorry. Dangandakadakwa, sorry. Dangandakadakwa. This totally reminds me of that song. Was Hollyton really drunk? Yeah, he probably was, because he was consuming alcohol during the interview. It was quite evident to see, and even requested a refill sometimes, and may I stress, at his own free will. It's a little unfair to blame Ollah for his actions. I honestly thought the interview, controversy aside, was very funny and a bit insightful about what happens behind the music scene. The contracts, the NDAs, the rehearsals, the fans, all that was very enlightening for me to hear.
And then by point let's work for the brand and everything like that, even for the message. And then I feel like and he was working with everyone. I'm not the only one that's on that album.
One thing is for sure though, this guy is wildly entertaining. He is charismatic, funny, smart, and very good at telling stories, which kind of makes sense because he is indeed a very gifted artist and lyricist in his songs. That's how he got this far, right? After all. Now, there was this case on Ollah's neck about being an accomplice to cyberbullying, since some people went out and voiced their opinions against the whole podcast as a whole. But in my opinion, Ollah did nothing wrong. He was just a man asking questions, and the Holy 10 was just a guest who happened to give very wild answers.
I've lost weight, but sekalers were wonderful. Sekalers vadona weight is I have a lot of wives, bro.
How many?
And but I have a lot of wives.
How many kids do you have?
Kids, I have 2 kids.
Only 2.
So I'm married.
But many wives.
I have a lot of wives.
Why are you always attacking Winky D?
I hate Winky D.
Why?
I hate Winky D because Winky D, and that's what I'm talking about. Winky D almost ruined my life.
If the show was scripted, maybe those outraged people would have had a stronger case against him, but the show isn't scripted. The only thing DJ Ollah is responsible for is the questions he gets to ask his guests, but whatever comes after that isn't his responsibility. He isn't Xavier. He can't read or control the minds of his visitors. Fortunately for his views and popularity, Holy 10 wasn't in the mood for giving one-word closed-ended questions or messing around with ambiguity. He left it all on the line. He really wanted to talk.
I never looked for Winky D, not even a day. I've never been a fan. And forceredza kushanda na Winky D. And forceredza kushanda na Winky D. Iya nofarira Winky D.
So you feel betrayed?
But I'm saying heartbreak and I
don't like it when full-grown adults who can drink and vote for themselves try to frame themselves as children who cannot make their own decisions as soon as they realize they up. It's what's happening with P. Diddy. Now, I'm not supporting his actions or saying that he's innocent or anything, or saying that his white parties went wild or bad, but some people, even pollsters, are condemning Diddy and labeling him as a sex predator demon when they actually went down to his lair on their own free will. Everyone knew what happened to those parties, y'all. It's not like he came to your house and tied you in chains and dragged you to his house like a post rhino through the savannah. Hi. Anyway, you need to hold some responsibility for your own bad choices. You went to those parties knowing very well what happens there. And we all make bad choices. This is life and we're all human beings. So Holy 10, that's what we'll be saying here. You did what you did and said what you said, and you had fun. It might have been a mistake on your part, mean-spirited, but still fun. Besides, there's no one with a clean finger here. It's social media. It's a sea of mean-spirited jokes, especially when you go into the comment section as a celebrity.
I'm always praying for my influencer and my artist. I wish they had the courage that I have.
Yeah.
Because in I can scroll through in a time.
Yeah.
I can scroll through a page of my comment section, right? And then just watch people talk
Yeah.
a lot. But even
I think it's something that every celebrity has to be prepared for. If they're about to be a public figure, that's one thing they're just gonna have to prepare themselves for. The criticism, the trolling, the nasty comments that come with it.
Barack Obama is the Nickelback of presidents. Barack Obama is the Sharknado of presidents. Loud, stupid, and overhyped. President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well,
wanting to be a celebrity in this era and not want to encounter bad comments online is like saying you want to be a surgeon but you are afraid of blood. I mean, from a human point of view, the fear is understandable, but given the department that you're already in, it just doesn't make sense. It really needs a hard heart like King Herod, so people don't need to be too self-righteous out of it, because everyone has said some stuff before that they regret. I don't regret how the interview went as for myself, because it was entertaining as hell, and DJ Ollah, despite almost going to jail, probably doesn't regret it either on the DL, because the interview is going rampant when it comes to views and buzz. Yes, it's going mega viral, and with good reason, and that's more chalata in his part. I wonder what's the difference between a mean-spirited insult and a character defamation. It seems like in this modern cancel culture age, the line is becoming rather blurry and people say bad stuff about each other all the time. I think if character defamation was a real thing and was taken like really seriously, I think every woman who has ever existed would go into jail. Because, you know, women gossip a lot, and 80% of the gossip usually is not even really that true. They just make up things just to make the story sound more spicy. So should we launch defamation cases against them as well? Anyway, I'm glad that DJ Ollah did not go to jail for this. And I'm so now looking to more podcasts of his on his channel. This guy is very entertaining and also a very good listener, as well as someone who asks very good questions. I think that's why his podcast shines the way it does. And as for Hollyton, I think people make mistakes. People make mistakes. Yeah, we make mistakes. And when we make mistakes and we apologize for them, we should just take it as gospel and move on until the next thing comes. We'll see.